If you're wondering how you can help a stranger by meditating for 14 days, I'm going to come to this. So very quickly, my name's Hasi and I'm a software engineer. And last year, I happened to quit my corporate software engineering job because I felt as a self-taught engineer, I was getting very niched in back-end engineering. Previously, I was in data analytics, ETL, and I basically had gone from writing back-end code to create data products to .NET, where I was doing a lot of great work, but I always felt a little bit inadequate as a software engineer. So I decided to quit my job at the end of last year, and I've been traveling purely so I can do the things that made me uncomfortable, one of which is actually talking to you and asking for your help. So one of my projects has been very simply to create a Android application, and it's a meditation application. And the reason I focused on meditation is that it is simple enough in terms of technical implementation, but it's actually something that means something to me. So when I was 25 years old, I was very depressed. I was unhappy with how my life had played out at that point. I'm someone who spent a lot of time in university, and when I looked at what I studied, it was very relevant at the start of the 20th century, and I realized that it just wasn't that relevant today in the 21st century. So I was very much that lost person who graduated uni, who didn't know what to do. I was unhappy with many aspects of my life, and I discovered something called Vipassana, which is this 10-day silent meditation retreat. It absolutely changed my life. And ever since then, I've been on and off meditating. It's something I've struggled to do on a daily basis, but I recently did another 10-day course last November, or was it December? And it's just one of these things where I deep down know meditation has such a huge benefit, not only to the individuals who meditate, but also to everyone around you, because when you change, that's when your world changes. So it's something that I truly believed in, and I said, I want to create an Android application because A, there's multiple skill sets in terms of software engineering that are involved. You've got to create something that people actually use, that they're going to touch and feel, and that's going to bring them some benefit. But it's also a marketplace. I wanted to understand how hard is it to get into a marketplace like Android and have a product there. Because a big goal that I had when I quit my job was go do these things, go learn, go do these little experiments, but also understand how you can create value for other people. And as a result of that, are there new ways that you can also earn a living for yourself as a result of creating value for other people? So my goal with this meditation app is not to make money at all. In fact, it is free. The difference with what I've designed is that I'm using something called the Dhammapada, and that is over 2,000 years old. It is quotes from the Buddha. And I said, why not at the end of every meditation, why not have one of these quotes that's over 2,000 years old, and why not use that as reinforcement and make a system where the only way to unlock the text is to actually go through and meditate. So the only way to read something that was given to us over 2,000 years ago is to go and do something like meditation. And this is a very hard thing to do because I realized that we all know intrinsically as humans there are things we should do. We should be eating well, we should be exercising, and staying healthy both in our bodies and minds is a very simple thing, yet it's something that we all struggle with. And no one actually wants to do the work. So I realized the entire proposition of releasing an Android app where Google has made a particular benchmark, which I think is a good thing, but nevertheless, it makes my life a little bit challenging, but that's what I'm here for, to be challenged. They've made a system where once they've done their initial reviews, the app needs to have 20 users who use it continuously for 14 days. Now, in the case of an application where you're meditating and as a result of your meditation, you're unlocking a quote, I need somebody to meditate for 14 days straight. And not just one person, I need 20 people to meditate for 14 days straight, which is a very hard thing to do because it's something I have personally struggled with. I'm not sure if I've ever consistently meditated for a minimum of 15 minutes for 14 days. It is not an easy thing to do. But here's the thing, from having done these 10-day meditation retreats, and done one-day meditation courses, I know it has a huge benefit to your life. It has helped me both personally with issues in my family. It's transformed the way my own relationships with my family occur. It's helped me get through some very hard times, both in terms of my own romantic relationships, relationships with family, issues at work. Just meditation is just one of those gifts where it keeps giving, but you've got to do it consistently. It is like diet, it is like exercise. You just need to get out there and do it. So the idea of having this beta test where I need to convince 20 people to try and meditate for 14 days is very tough, because it's not something that I've actually been able to do myself. I'm on that journey now because I have this app and because it's helping me track my meditation progress. But it's not an easy task. And so I'm reaching out to you. And if you've come across this, and I don't really think this is going to go anywhere, but if you have come across this, I've created a meditation app called Illuminate Me. It is currently in closed testing, and I'm looking for 20 users to meditate. And you're not only going to be doing a stranger who's talking to you on a YouTube video a favor, but it is going to, I know it's going to help you. And that meditating is going to make these little things in your life change. And at the end of the day, it's going to improve how you do everything else. The same way that eating well will help you, the same way that exercise will help you. If you can meditate for 15 minutes for 14 days, I almost want to say, like, I almost 100% guarantee that it is going to improve how you do everything. I know this because I've done it myself, and I've also struggled to keep the habit, which is why I built this app to help you do that. It is completely free to use, and I know it's going to help, but it's a very tough proposition that I'm asking. I'm fundamentally asking you to eat your vegetables over YouTube, and that's not an easy thing. But if you have seen this video and you happen to use Android, then please go ahead to illuminateme.app. I'm going to leave some links in the comments, but I would deeply appreciate you helping a stranger on the internet by sitting down in silence and meditating. And for that, I'd be very grateful. So thank you very much for listening to the last 7.5 minutes of me ranting. And I do hope that if you do decide to give this a try, or even if you don't, maybe you're on an iPhone and you can't actually download this app because I realize it's Android only, go ahead and meditate anyway. Just use your standard timer and meditate for 15 minutes for 14 days. If you're on Twitter, I've created a hashtag 14 days of meditation, and if you go and look at that hashtag, you will actually see me meditating and where I'm meditating and how I feel on a particular day. So with that, good luck to all of you. And I do hope that you decide to meditate, because it is going to not only help me achieve my goal of getting my app onto Google Play Store, but I really deep down do think it will benefit you in making you a little bit calmer, a little bit more zen, and it will improve how you do everything else.